Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to Shiki, and today we're back with another video. This time there's Karma is an Army Part 5, made by Shookga. We're going to be checking this out. This is mostly the spoiled milk compilation, as I would like to call it, because there's so many unnecessary takes here, so much unnecessary hate, and just this kind of energy that's being spent into counting BTS out and underestimating them. For whatever reason, I will never understand, but yeah, we're gonna be checking this out now. I know that part 6 came out, however we're still on 5, so
Hello armies,
hello.
I'm back again with another Karma is an Army video. First of all, this video is not intended to hate other groups in any ways, and excuse me for grammar mistakes, cause we been new I sucks in English ha 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 ha. Now let's start. The first topic is BTS YouTube views. Earlier last year, people were calling BTS flopped, because On couldn't surpass the previous BTS views records on YouTube. BTS flop, the ads were just doing everything.
Wait, so didn't BTS set those records to begin with?
On peak 21 on Spotify, flopped on YouTube. They stay focusing on other groups instead of their faves as usual, then they come crying when they can't get their 90 million goal. They thought it was the downfall of BTS on YouTube, because it keeps getting harder and harder to break new records. And then Dynamite happened. It broke so many records. Dynamite got more than 100 million views in 24 hours. It was
100 million views in 24 hours. They're averaging millions of views per hour. That's absolutely amazing.
really funny how we thought we didn't reach the goal, but then we got a confirmation from YouTube, and we did it. We broke the record. That was such a moment of history for BTS and ARMY. Just a few days ago, Dynamite reached 900 million views on YouTube. Meanwhile, Life Goes On got more than 71 million views in 24 hours and currently reached 287 million views, which is still pretty good for BTS.
It's amazing.
So, BTS flopping? No, sorry, BTS are not flopping. Not on YouTube, not anywhere. Also, On Map of the Soul 7 was not a flop. It did well, just like I already showed you in the previous Karma is an Army video, and this is the recent achievement of Map of the Soul 7. It ranked number 1 on IFP Global Album All Format chart, and ranked number 1 on IFP Global Sales Album, with B in number 2.
Wow, there's so much BTS in here. Sorry. BTS here, BTS there, BTS, BTS, BTS. I'm kind of confused about which albums that came out first, because I'm trying to collect them eventually, but that's for another video.
And Map of the Soul The Journey in number 8. BTS themselves was the number 1 top global artist, based on IFP chart, and of course we can't leave Dynamite as number 10 global digital single on IFP chart. With all of that, BTS become the first act to rank 3 albums in the top 10 on IFP's year-end global album sales chart, since Michael Jackson in 2009. So who's flopping now?
They're joining Michael Jackson. Wow, I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like BTS, and I will never ever see it again. They are a phenomenon, alright? And just take a look at the difference between the mentality of BTS and the mentality of these people that really try to kind of discredit and undermine what BTS, are going to accomplish and what they have done before. BTS, like RM said yesterday, success isn't just reaching something, or accomplishing something grand. Success means that you complete something and you basically finish anything that has meaning to you. That is a success. There's small success, there's big success, but in the end they're all successes. So people trying to call BTS a flop, I will never understand why people are just giving BTS this energy. They're not hurting anybody. People listen to them, to their music, because their music is good. People enjoy who they are as persons, as people, but some people kind of get annoyed at that. I don't know.
Now let's talk about Billboard Hot 100 chart. It's one of BTS and ARMY's dreams to be charted as number 1 on BB 100, and we really tried our best to achieve that, but unfortunately so many people underestimated our power. BTS stans really think they are going number 1, LMAO. BTS will never have a top 10 hit, ever. Stop spamming BB videos. Call me when they hit number 1. Not going to happen in the next 10 years though. ARM is really out there believing they can chart Billboard Hot 100 LMAO.
But
Well,
why?
karma is an army indeed. The universe clearly didn't approve those haters, because Dynamite got the number 1 top spot on Billboard Hot 100, not only once, but multiple times. It was really delightful, because people were expecting Dynamite to free fall after the first week. But it didn't happen. And not only Dynamite, which got number 1 on Billboard Hot 100, but also Life Goes On and Savage Love, which was thanks to BTS and
Wow.
ARMYs, by the way. Please give the credit where it's due.
Life Goes On got first too. And as for Dynamite, you could say that it kind of blew up in their faces for the people who underestimated BTS.
It was such a cultural reset for Life Goes On to be charted as number 1 on Billboard Hot 100. It's the first non-English song to do so. It's a meaningful achievement for BTS and ARMY. It's the embodiment of music transcends language. Just like what Namjoon said here.
Transcends language. That is such a thing. You don't need to understand the language to know if music is good. Life Goes On, it just touches you straight here. It's just it's something you feel, honestly. And I am so proud of them because BTS, they're really just, kind of like how Columbus, went on and, explored the world. BTS are just breaking records. They're paving the way. They're just going into uncharted territory and marking their way. It is just beautiful.
I love how BTS will never shut up about this, as they should. I've been waiting for the day when BTS start bragging about their achievements. It's finally happening. I love their hashtag, and how they never stop including
Number
it
one.
even after all these months. When they got their first number 1 BB 100, it was one of the happiest day in ARMY Twitter. BTS was screaming, ARMYs were screaming, everybody was celebrating. It was just a really good day. And now they even made a skit about it, and include it in their recent B album. I respect that.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to pause too much, but you see the joy that these guys have on their faces. All these people have dreams. These 7 guys, they have dreams. And they've been working so hard to achieve these things. And they have goals and they want to achieve them. So why would people want other people to fail in achieving their dreams? How would you feel if someone just really rooted for you to fail? I can never understand that mentality. Seeing how happy these guys are, it just warms my heart, and it kind of gave me goosebumps or like chills because it's a dream come true. And for anybody who's had some or achieved some sort of goal, it is a huge sense of accomplishment and just happiness. So why would anyone want other people to fail? I don't know.
ARMYs were screaming, everybody was celebrating their recent B album. I respect that. Please talk about it more, sirs. And ARMYs memes, it keeps evolving, and I really love it. Why do I look like a fan of singers who got number 1 on Billboard Hot 100 for 2 weeks in a row, number 2 for 2 weeks in a row, number 1 again, number 2 again, number 1 and 2 at the same time, BBM as top social artist for 4 years in a row, a Grammy nomination, and number 1 and number 3. With their new single Life Goes On and Dynamite alongside each other? Now allow me to update BTS D-Sangs and music show wins.
Please do.
Let's have a little flashback about what they used to say about BTS and D-Sangs, shall we? How's BTS topping my faves, please? My faves just earned their 16th D-Sang in 4 years. BTS will literally never achieve that. Be quiet. Well, now BTS has won total 54 D-Sangs since 2016.
Add another 9 to that.
It's the most for any Korean artists. BTS also has been sweeping D-Sangs awards on Mama and MMA for 2 years in a row. Also in GDA2 in 2020. Now, no one can even argue about who is going to win Artist of the Year in an award show anymore. Because really, there's no one who's on BTS level as of now. No one can argue about Album of the Year too because BTS literally outsold everyone on the charts. Even now, Song of the Year is not something that you can argue about anymore. Those were mainly based on the charts and fan votes, and BTS were dominating both of them. Of course they are going to keep winning if there's no other group who can out-charted them. Petition to stop making these awards fan.
I said this in the previous video. All right, they change one thing. These people, they're always gonna find a different angle to kind of spin it to their liking and be able to. Oh, but all right, let's see what they're gonna do here.
Because the moment they get involved, it stops being about the music and becomes about the size of the fandoms. Well, in that case, we have KMA, which is an annual music award ceremony that awards musicians on the basis of artistic achievement, rather than popularity or commercial success. And BTS is the only idol group nominated in a Desang category at the 2021 KMA. And BTS won 2 awards, Best Pop Song and Song of the Year, which is the one of the Desang. They are now the artist with the most Desangs won at the KMAs. So what are you gonna say about this? This is another update of BTS music show wins. Dynamite is now the joint #1 song with the most music show wins alongside Invisible Love, tying a remarkable 29-year record. Not only that, Dynamite's 31st win brings the group's total win count up to 130. This makes BTS the first Korean artist in history to achieve 130 wins. Amazing, isn't it? Until now, Dynamite still continued to win on music shows. It didn't even want to give up the spotlight for Life Goes On, which is also a BTS song. It just keeps winning and winning. Dynamite has too many power. No one can bring it down. Dynamite will light it up again and again.
Will light it up. I see what you did there. Yeah, wow. Dynamite is a behemoth. All right. But for me, it makes me happy because, you know, BTS have always just focused on themselves. You know, they let the people talk, and meanwhile, these guys are spending their time, their blood, sweat, and tears, and making, you know, good content, making good music, you know, just making themselves better people. Meanwhile, people just spend time trying to discredit that. It is, you know, here we got another bad take.
I'm screaming. Armies really think BTS will end up staying relevant in the US. They are literally on Psy level, and we all know how that turned out. American public isn't going to stay obsessed with a group who can't speak English.
Okay, I don't like that comment. American public isn't going to stay obsessed with a group who can't speak English? Why? That is just very unnecessary to say. It's just how they are. Are they saying that?
It's just how they are.
I
get it. You understand that the US market is xenophobic, but imagine saying it's just who they are, as if it's okay to be like that. Also, BTS certainly succeed to break through the many barriers to get into the US market. And
those are the kind of vibes I got from some award shows. I'm not gonna mention the words, but
actually being relevant. They performed on the BBMAs for 3 consecutive years, performed on the RMAs, performed on SNL, performed on Tiny Desk Concert, and recently performed on MTV Unplugged. They also got invited as commencement speakers for Dear Class 2020 and performed there too. They also got invited again to the UN General Assembly as a special speaker to send message of hope to young people facing difficulties amid the COVID-19 pandemic. BTS also titled as Entertainer of the Year by Time magazines on 2020. It might started from the so-called paper award, as they so fondly called it, but it's not the finish line. It's just the beginning. They are growing, and they are here to stay. Not just a one-hit wonder, but history maker and record breaker. Even after all these years, the one who won top social artist is only BTS, and it's been going on for 4 consecutive years. Also, don't forget they won top duo group 2 in 2019. Not only in the US, of course in South Korea, their homeland, they achieved so many great things, got so many awards and recognitions.
Honestly, just watching them smile, watching them, you know, get these awards and recognitions, not that they need them, because we all know just how amazing they are either way, but just watching it happen still, it makes me happy as well, you know. They've gone through so much. Like, they deal with people that are against them on a daily basis. But look at what they've achieved. Look at what they've achieved.
They were invited to the Blue House for the National Youth Day. They delivered addresses honorary youth leaders, reflecting on their journey to global stardom. BTS donated a time capsule gift to President Moon, to be stored at the National Museum of Korean Contemporary History. The
Wow.
time capsule will be opened 19 years later at the 20th anniversary of Korea's Youth Day. One thing to add to your schedules in the future, hahaha.
That is really cool. Not only are they being appointed as entertainment, like they're not only getting recognition for their music and what they're doing in that kind of area, but they're also getting recognized for how much they're helping the youth, the messages that they're pushing, and being recognized and getting invited into the UN, not just once, more than once, and then having interactions with the president, being recognized. I mean, absolutely amazing.
After listening to Namjoon's speech on the UN last 2018, a senior diplomat said, South Korea has made two major achievements for the last 60 years.
Oh.
The first one was its democracy and economic development, and the second one was producing BTS. They really are the pride of South Korea.
Yes.
There's still so many other achievements that I couldn't mention here because it will be too many, but really there is no point of denying their impact at this point. And once again, I think we all could conclude that BTS really paved the way. Now, to the topic that you're probably waiting for, the Grammys. The first time BTS submitted their work for Grammy Awards was in 2018. As per usual, people were mocking them and underestimating them. BTS stans think they're getting a Grammy nomination tomorrow. BTS stans really think they gonna get a Grammy nomination for their faves. You'll have to laugh. Fun fact, BTS will never touch a Grammy, and in a few years they will be forgotten. Well, that is certainly the opposite of what's happening right now.
I think that's why I'm just not a social media person, honestly. I think that's why it's just not for me. Social media really isn't for me. It's just, like, what is going on? What is going on is what I'm trying to say. What is going on?
Anyways, despite of all that BS, BTS got one nomination that time. It was the best recording package for their album, Love Yourself Tear, and of course, people still find a way to make fun of that. They were actually downplaying lots of their achievements at the Grammy, downplaying their recording package nomination, because it's just an album cover, downplaying their presence at the Grammy as one of the award presenter, because they were only presenting an award, not performing, and downplaying their collaborative performance with Lil Nas X, because it was not a solo stage, but a collaboration. Now on 2020, BTS got another nomination and this time it's for their music. BTS were nominated for Best Duo Group Performance. Dynamite did that. BTS did that. On top of that, they're also going to have solo performance at the Grammy. As always, they are the first Korean act to do so. Anyways, by nominating BTS, doesn't mean the Grammy suddenly stopped being racist and xenophobic.
That is unfortunately what the kind of undertones that I felt, that I said earlier that I wasn't gonna, mention, but since it's already been mentioned here, it is
They still snub Map of the Soul 7.
And I feel like honestly, I'm not one to just assume or create drama out of nothing, but regarding the Grammys, I feel like they are, like they use BTS for the kind of countdown for the nominations, and then they gave them just one, and it was just really, I don't know, I don't like them. What I'm trying to say, I don't like the Grammys. I don't like it. I understand that there's a lot of merit and a lot of draw to the Grammy nomination and the Grammy award. It has a lot of weight, but the weight slowly loses its value when you do things like you've done with BTS. It's
the #1 album on IFPI's global album sales chart, for God's sake. And yes, I know the Grammy isn't about numbers, but it's something to think about. They snubbed #1 and #2 best-selling album which released by POC artists. One is Map of the Soul 7, which is a Korean album. The other one is After Hours, which is The Weeknd's album. And honestly, the artistry of Map of the Soul 7 is not something to be questioned about. Black Swan itself deserve a nomination on its own. They're really the finest form of art.
It is.
While I'm editing this, the Grammy announced that the pop duo group category will not be televised when in its history it is usually being televised. Why is this happening, I wonder? Anyways, I believe Dynamite deserved to win. It was such a phenomenon. It broke so many records and loved by so many people. So regardless of the result tomorrow, we already dominated the world with Dynamite and every other BTS masterpiece. And just like this article says, who really needs who? Before I end,
That's what I'm trying to say. They're losing relevancy. Integrity is really important when you're giving out awards. It is the
this
most
video,
important thing.
let's do a prayer circles. May BTS win, because they deserve the very best. Also, I got S-worded on Twitter. I'm literally crying. Why is this happening to me? Why Twitter? I didn't even do anything. Anyway, I made a new account again, so please follow me if you have Twitter and scream with me about BTS at the Grammys tomorrow, or else I'll be lonely. If you have some coins that you want to throw at me, please do it and send it through my Ko-fi. It will help me a lot. Bye army, stay safe and healthy. See you on another video.
Alright, thank you for the video, Shookga. Thank you. You know, the Grammy situation is always leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I just don't like the Grammys, really. I don't feel like they're giving BTS the respect or the recognition that they deserve, and instead they know that BTS has a huge draw and a huge pull, so they've included them, you know, almost every year, but they've just kind of not given them, like I said, what they really deserve. And you know, xenophobia is a thing, unfortunately. There's peoples that just have this kind of blocked mindset that discriminate based on appearance or origins, and it's absolutely disgusting. We can only hope, I can only hope to influence those around me, and hopefully, you know, kind of lessen that, because, you know, we're all, at the very end of the day, we're all people, we're all one. There's not a single difference between us, and you know, it always kind of breaks my heart when I see that. It always does. You know, fortunately, I have been raised by people who have taught me these values from a very young age, and I've always been around everybody. So for me, I've never seen anyone and been like, it's always been, you know, people, and that's what it is. It is not fair for anybody to go through such things. So hopefully we can move on to a more peaceful and better 2022. And Grammys are coming up in a couple of weeks. We'll see. That's all I'm going to say. Stay safe, you guys. Take care. And I appreciate you all. Bye-bye.